Big game breakdown here on Sportsbet. The Clippers and the Celtics. This line's been bouncing around all morning. ESPN showdown tonight, right now, as we record. Boston -5, 208.5, the current total. We've seen that number from 4.5 to 5.5. We've seen the number get bet down, the total get bet down to 208. It has been bouncing around. Right now, the Clippers 29-26, currently the number 9 seed in the Western Conference, but only 1.5 games out of the number 5 seed in the West. The bottom of that Western Conference, man, that's jumbled right now. The Celtics, 40-18. They're number 2 seed, only 1 game behind the Raptors. They're 5 games ahead of the 3 seed in the East. Boston appears like they will be contending for the number 1 seed throughout the back half of the campaign. You want to talk about a market surprise? I don't think the market saw this one coming. The Clippers traded Blake Griffin. All right, we're going to mortgage our season. We're going to build for the future. What's happened since then? 4-1 straight up, 5-0 to the under. Doc Rivers, he managed. I'll give Doc Rivers a lot of credit with this team because we talk about a team that has faced plenty of off-court issues. All the injuries, all the off-court distractions. And now there's legitimate depth to work with for the Clippers. You can bring Louis Williams and Milo Teodosic, Harold Johnson off the bench. They beat the Nets 114-101 on Monday. 7 different players scored between 10 and 20 points. The 5 starters all took between 9 and 13 shots. That's balance. We can't have a defensive game plan for any one guy because anybody's going to be involved. Doc Rivers, quote, "Like I told them after the game, there will be a night when only 2 guys get big numbers and we win. And there'll be nights where 5, 6, 7, 8 guys will score in double figures and we win. Doesn't matter as long as we win." Of course, Clippers depth right now, there's defensive game plans. I've been impressed with LA's defense, hence the run of unders. Look at the numbers. Pretty clear improvement. Pre-trade, points per 100 possessions, they're giving up 106.4, nearly 5 points better during this current run of unders since dealing Blake Griffin. And on the other end of the spectrum, here the Clips coming in playing well. The Celtics aren't coming into the All-Star break playing well. They've got 40 wins and absolutely no momentum right now going into the break. 1-3 over the last 4 games, the only win coming in overtime. And you look at Boston's last 4 games, they've been getting killed. They trailed by 29 at Toronto, by 26 against Indiana, by 29 against Cleveland. The only game where they didn't face a big margin was against the Wizards playing without John Wall. Of course, that's the only game they won in OT in that contest. We're talking about a Celtics team that is very, very young, and we worry about young teams, especially at this time of the year, even into March. We're talking about young guys sometimes hitting a wall. Depth was a problem early. Depth may be a problem now for Boston. Kyrie Irving is trying to be the veteran. Quote, "It's great to have things like this. I'm not saying the loss, I'll talk about the loss to Cleveland. I'm not saying the loss is necessarily great. It's just the experience itself because they're a high-level team, and you have to give credit when credit is due. We're playing against unbelievable players that have come in and made shots and made it tough for us defensively, and we've just got to learn from it." Brad Stevens, quote, "I'd say the constant is we've been outplayed pretty thoroughly in segments of each of those games. And like Kyrie said, teams have been very aggressive against us. They've been very physical against us and have played really well, and we haven't played as well. Obviously, against teams like this, against players like this, things don't go your way. That happens. You're going to get a result like that." This Clippers trend is to the under. Certainly worth noting, especially in a game where we would anticipate Boston showing up on the defensive end of the court. If I'm getting involved in this one, that's the way it would look. I'm not expecting a high-octane affair in Boston this evening. More big game breakdowns coming up next right here on Sportsbet. Betting insight today from SBRpicks.com. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.